Hey there folks, Lucifer Legaborn coming back at you with another video. Alright, so this is a review video that I'm doing especially for members of the Cult of Cthulhu, our dear friends over there. I was in their Facebook forum and a movie got talked about. And this movie, it was originally just a poster, and somebody in the comments section was really slamming on this movie. And, you know, I decided to start looking into it. It really doesn't have the greatest reviews online. It only has like a 50 some odd percent on Rotten Tomatoes just from viewer score, and there is absolutely no critic score on it. This is a direct-to-internet released movie from 2020, and it actually has quite a significant bit going for it involving the Cult of Cthulhu. And the reason why, it's a movie called Intersect. Now, this movie, before I dive into it, is only one of a handful of movies that I am aware of, that I know about, where the actual university, Miskatonic University, plays a direct role in the movie. A couple of the other movies that I know about that does have this in it, that is, there's at least 3 major movies that have a direct role in this. And that is The Unnameable, Unnameable 2, The Statement of Randall Carter, and then the original 1970s, The Dunwich Horror, all by H.P. Lovecraft, all movies based on the works of H.P. Lovecraft, and all very good movies in their own respects. These are the only 3 other movies that I am aware of that Miskatonic University actually plays as a location in the movie. And so now we have this movie called Intersect. What makes it very unique is a significant portion of the movie does happen in the halls of Miskatonic University. And my takeaway from this movie was getting slammed. And it was getting slammed hard by this one individual. I had posted a trailer for the movie, and this guy, he just kept on talking trash about it to me, and I kept on telling him, listen, let me form my own opinion of the movie. I don't want to hear your vitriol tainting my takeaway from the movie. I understand you disliked this movie. You did not even complete this movie. That is your thing, and I am taking note that you, as an individual, dislike this movie. And he just kept on pushing. And so finally I was like, listen, alright, listen buddy, now you've done pushed me far enough where I am going to spend money on this movie. I will give my support to this movie. Because I'm going to do it in spite of you. I've asked you nicely to stop what you're doing, and you keep on doing it. Eventually, me saying that ended the discussion between me and him. And got a few of the other cult members kind of chuckling, especially a few of the admins and moderators. And, I got compared to, Lad the Impaler and a few other fun things. Thank you. Thank you, Adam. And I'm just going to throw that out there. Thank you, Adam. You gave me a good chuckle. But, alright, so we're going to dive into this movie now proper. What is this movie about? Now, I'm not going to sit here and say it's a great movie. Okay. On a normal day, this is not the kind of movie I would watch. But if you are a fan of the movie Butterfly Effect, and you are a fan of slow burn mind teasers, this might be the movie for you. The first thing that strikes me with this movie is the camera work is good. It is really awesome camera work. The directing is actually pretty good, and the CG is good. There was money dropped into this movie, and there was also a few minor goof-ups. The movie takes place in Arkham, Massachusetts, or it's not really saying that it's Arkham, Mass, but it is taking place in Miskatonic University, which is historically set in Arkham, Massachusetts. Um, there's one or two scenes in the movie where you kind of have to question the location of it. Is this the Los Angeles branch of Miskatonic University? Because if you look in the background, there is quite clearly palm trees. Yeah. So that's just one of the little like Easter egg flub ups. So if you do go out and watch this movie, you can check the background for palm trees and whatnot. But aside from that, it really does, it doesn't really do much to give away its location, its film location. So, what this movie is about is these three Miskatonic University students have developed a time portal. Okay? They've been friends since childhood. They got taught by this one Miskatonic University professor who taught them everything that they know and got them working on building an actual time machine. And they build it. They actually build it. But shit's going wrong. And this movie starts at the end. That's what I'm going to say. There is a very significant point to this movie, and it took me watching the majority of the way through the movie before it started to click in my head what the message of the movie was, what was going on, and how I was feeling. I thought I was feeling one way about it, and I'm trying to get a grasp of what was going on with this movie, and I realized that the director had evilly and quite ingeniously, I'm going to readjust my light here, hang on a second, had quite ingeniously manipulated me into being quite indifferent about what was going on in the movie. I was getting attached to the characters in a way that I was not expecting to get attached to them. And what a lot of this movie does is it shows you what it feels like to be one of these elder gods, I want to say, and be cosmically indifferent to the plight of the characters. Namely the lead character, Ryan. And the way it does that is it doesn't start you off at the beginning, okay? It starts you at the end. And it doesn't even flash back to the beginning, okay? It works its way backwards. So this movie, the events of this movie are happening in reverse. So you are seeing in reverse time key events that is key to the end outcome. And for some weird, strange reason, as things keep on progressing, instead of you're like, what's going to happen next? You're going like, what's going on here? You're asking. And things start becoming apparent. And I'm not going to reveal how things play out and what things go. And what things do or whatnot. Or how things go. But what I will say is contrary to the opinion of the individual who was slamming on this movie and telling me on how crap of a movie it was and how much he regretted spending money on it. I'm going to say, be careful. If you don't like slow burn movies, if you don't like movies that are going to make you stop and ponder what is going on, if you're not a fan of the Butterfly Effect, and I'm not a fan of the Butterfly Effect. That is not a movie that I enjoy. I've seen it once, and I just really did not enjoy it. But if you are a fan of that stuff, this might be a movie for you. The acting. There is some extremely painful acting parts. There is some extremely painful dialogue throughout the movie in certain scenes. Ironically, you can tell what scenes they filmed first, which happen closer to the beginning of the movie. And you can tell that these are some of the earliest scenes compared and versus to later on in the movie. Because as scenes... Yes, I got background noise going on. As scenes are progressing, as the movie was being filmed, the actors started falling more into their character roles. They started feeling more comfortable as their characters. And it shows in the movie. And so I'm going to warn people about that. You know, if you can get past the first few minutes of the bad acting points, the acting actually improves as the movie progresses. And you really start getting an appreciation for the actors and what they're doing and how the story is progressing in reverse. Remember, this movie is happening in reverse. So you are seeing the outcome of events that you have not seen yet, that you don't fully understand yet. Instead of going from point A to B to C to D, you are starting out at point F and working your way backwards to point A. That all being said, is this movie worth a watch? Yes, I actually do suggest, especially if you are a Cult of Cthulhu member, and you are into that, this movie is definitely worth taking a look at. Intersect is a very interesting movie. I don't suggest you watch it with your family, though. This is a movie that I watched on my own. We were thinking about me watching it with Diana and everything, and you know, I decided, you know what, if it's as bad of reviews as what I've been hearing, I'm not going to subject her to that. And honestly, I was actually thankful that I didn't, and I appreciated, you know, just sitting down and watching it on my own. But it is a slow movie. It is a movie that is not something you want to watch every day. There are some action points in it, and there is some stuff that's going on. There is cosmic horror behind the whole scenes. And what I'm going to say is, I think, okay, the movie starts and ends on the same scene. And I want to say that what you see in the beginning is Yog-Sothoth, or I want to the dreamer, the deity that is supposedly asleep, that when he wakes up the entire universe ends. I want to say that is the entity that you see in the very beginning. But it could be any other entity, because whatever it is supposed to be malevolent in the long run towards man. But in the end, that is my takeaway from this, and it begins and ends on this entity. And getting there to the understanding of this being, of what the story is trying to tell you, is very interesting in how they did it. The cinematography is very good. Very good cinematography. I've actually, the camera system that they filmed with this is a Red camera system, and I've worked with those camera systems before in the past, and they are an amazing camera. The person handling it really knew what he was doing, and overall, the director had a really good vision and got himself working into it pretty well. So, overall, great movie. It is available online only. I tried to look for a place where I could purchase this movie, and there is no DVDs. There is no Blu-rays. There's no videotapes. You go and you can purchase it from Google Play, and I will shoot a link to that down below. I watched all the way through to the end credits, and it said at the end credits, at the very end, that if you watch this movie for free online, think about donating at a specific website, the intersectmovie.com. So apparently this movie is also available for free on the internet, somewhere. So, yeah, it is a 2020 movie. It is worth the watch for certain people, not worth the watch for others. This is not a movie for everybody. But in the end, I think, and in my opinion, that the Cult of Cthulhu might want to consider placing this on their recommended viewing list, or recommended movies list, which I will be speaking a little bit more about that in another video, because watching this movie has gotten me into the mood to possibly review a few other H.P. Lovecraft movies for the Cult of Cthulhu, and just for shits and giggles. Until next time, I'm Lucifer Legaborn. Tell me what you think in the comments down below. Have you seen this movie, Intersect? And if you have, what was your feelings on it, and how did you like it? Please don't give away any plot points, because this is one movie that I definitely don't want to give plot points away for. Until next time, you all know the routine. Like, share, subscribe, and comment. And until next time, I'm Lucifer Legaborn, and I'm out of here.